Okay, we just got through talking about your marketing strategy and, more importantly, your marketing plan. Actually, how to generate leads, and presumably that's what you're off doing once you put this plan in place for marketing. But what's next? It's sales. It's all about closing deals. It's having a process and a plan. That's what I want to take you through now. This is all about sales. One of your favorite subjects. By the way, it's going to be your favorite subject because this is a way you bring in money to the company. Without closed sales, you did a lot of work, but you're not going to be able to pay for your people if you don't close some deals. So let's get on with it. But first, I'm again going to urge you to subscribe to our Untitled channel. And this series called Entrepreneurship in Action is what I'm going to direct your attention to. There are many other playlists there, though, that may be of interest to you. There's nicely organized on the home page of the YouTube channel. You can scroll down through all of the playlists, find the ones that match your maturity as a business owner, and more importantly, what needs do you have in understanding how to run a business better than you're doing now. Subscribe, make comments, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. I look forward to seeing you there. I'll respond to your comments and questions as well. So let's get into this subject of sales. Well, how about that? What we're going to talk about is the subject of execution. This is not Sing Sing, if any of you know what that is. This is not sitting somebody in the electric chair and executing them. This is all about executing your sales plan that you spent so much time working on. You've written a sales plan. Now it's time to get on with actually doing it. And the first thing that you're going to work on is those leads that have been generated by your marketing programs to close those leads as customers. You're going to sell to them. I'm mainly going to be talking about the business to business world, but in the business to consumer world, there's still a sales process. It goes a lot more automated and it goes a lot faster because you're most likely selling consumer products online or in a storefront. That's okay too. Or you may be trying to sell online and leading people to a place, a website where you sell your products from there. But all of the rules about qualifying leads and getting their attention and having a call to action for them to actually go learn more about your products, your consumer products, that is, and then put your product in their cart and buy it. But I'm not going to cover much more about B2C. The more sophisticated and complex sales process is where you're selling to another business, B2B. So leads, as they're coming to you in the sales process, have to be qualified leads. And I've explained what qualified leads are back in the marketing video that preceded this. But these are people that have really expressed that they have the need, the need is urgent, they're able to pay for it, so they want it now. Boom. That's a qualified lead in a nutshell. And what you've been doing to qualify these leads, because you've actually talked to them, or someone in your company has talked to them, sometimes a marketing person talks to them, sometimes if you're really small, your salespeople do the marketing lead generation as well. That's pretty commonplace. But whoever it is, you have started a relationship with them, a relationship built on trust and caring and empathy and all those qualities that I've talked to many times in other videos. But you are dealing with a person that your company already knows. It started the process of getting them informed and well informed about what you can do for them because you understand their needs. You also have developed a sales plan. In that plan is the process you go through in selling, step by step. So you can imagine a timeline. Sales cycle could be upwards of 2 to 3 months. Hopefully it's a few weeks, but sometimes it's longer because these are sometimes very complex sales. But you got a process for what you're going to go through step by step to actually lead to a closed deal. You also in this plan have established your objectives for the year, probably expressed month by month. Objectives are number of customers we sold to, the number in our pipeline, the revenue we're going to achieve in one-time sales or annually recurring revenue, whatever the case may be. You're trying to make a certain amount of money, not just anything. You have targets to meet. That drives you to having the right marketing plan to really have enough leads for you to sell to. In your plan, you are talking about customer engagement, how you engage them, how you work with them in this process, what has to be achieved at each step in the process. But a plan is all about how you're going to engage your customers. You've also established, because you've already talked to this customer, that they have needs that need to be fulfilled, and they're therefore qualified leads. And you're simply, in the first step of your sales process, going to re-verify that you understand their needs. It's worth talking about again, even though this may be the second time or even third time that you've talked to this customer, where you're now in a sales meeting and you're trying to get the conversation going, kind of resuming where you left off. Don't assume that they remembered all of what you talk about. Your fulfillment is your solution to their need. You've already talked to them about that as well. So in your sales process, and I got a whole video on the first sales call that you'll make to a customer. I urge you to kind of watch that too. But you've listened to their needs, and you have established a basic understanding by them of what you're going to be able to offer them. But now you're in a sales meeting where you're going to go through a whole reiteration of what you know about their needs, what your solution is, and go further in depth answering their questions. But it's all based on their needs that you're already aware of. And what you're trying to achieve is, at some point at the end of this whole sales process that you document, is a closure of a sale. So after you've had your first sales meeting, what are you going to do then? You're going to present them a proposal, of course. A formal proposal, written one, signed by you or some executive in your company, that this is what you're committing to deliver to them over some time frame at a certain price. So you present that to them, and what's next is a negotiation, a back and forth. They might agree with certain things and disagree with others. They want certain things changed, like sometimes the price. That's always one of the targets, or the timeline. They may have thought of three or four more things they want in your proposal. All of this is a discussion, and it's a back and forth. You come to a negotiation with what you want and what your walk-away point is. I talked about that in a negotiation video several weeks ago. So you're ultimately going to reach agreement where you have now a version of your sales contract that they agreed to and they signed. Now you have a contract between the two of you, and you're off and running in the execution of the delivery of your products and services that you just sold to them. As you're dealing with your sales plan, it sure would be nice to know how you're doing against your plan, particularly those subjects like the number of customers you're selling to, the number of leads that you have to chase, in other words, as well, that turn into qualified leads. Other things like the revenue objectives that you're going to achieve month by month over the course of the year. And you're going to match these objectives that you had versus how you're doing against them. So keep track of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And are you or are you not achieving your objectives? Track it. And if you're not, take appropriate action to change things. Know why you're not meeting your objectives. And if you know why you are achieving your objectives, hey, do more of it. Anyway, you need to have metrics, you're tracking it, and you're dealing with the issues that are facing you to resolve them. The next is sales tools, things that you need in order to kind of manage this process. The first one that comes to my mind is a customer relationship management platform. Not all of you are going to have to go to the biggie, salesforce.com at the onset. You may get there someday if you got a really large and complex business, but platforms like HubSpot and Agile and others are quite adequate. to help you keep track of what's going on and the status of where you are with every single customer you're selling to. You're going to have demos, a sales presentation, collateral material that you give the customer, testimonials that sit on your website, videos by you and others in your company talking about all of the wonderful capabilities you have with them and all the features of all the products that you have to offer. Lots and lots of tools and materials that help you in the sales process and help enable your customers to understand what the heck you're talking about and answer a lot of their questions during the sales process. It'd be better to have it online, things that are available to them, lots of video content by you or somebody else in your company to communicate with your potential customers during the sales process. Don't make them go find stuff and keep calling you on the telephone and taking days to answer questions. I know you've got the best salespeople in your company right now, but I tell you, every salesperson likes a refresher, likes additional training. They want to become more professional. Provide them training opportunities. I urge you to do that for even the most experienced of salespeople. Quite frankly, they appreciate it. But if you've got some more junior people, understand what their needs are. They probably know themselves. Listen to them and give them some time and put it in your plan to pay for sales training. This could be upwards to a few $1,000s a year if you're going after the real top-notch training programs. Put it in the budget. Okay, that's it. All about sales at this point in the maturity of your business where you're just getting going. You're a relatively new entrepreneur, or you may be an experienced one, but it's a new business. In our Untitled program, we have a program we call 6 Steps to Success. And this third step of 6 steps is we call creation, as I've talked to you many times. Ask us more about it. We can help you through the creation of the plan for your business and the ultimate execution of it. So let's wrap it up here. You need to execute your plan. You spent all this time doing it. Establish customer relationships because that's what's going to close deals, and then close them. Meet your objectives and know why you are or not, but be the best at what you're doing. If you turn out to be the best, you're going to be a happy camper and you're going to have a great day.